Welcome back to another video. As y'all can see, I have spent countless amount of days, hours, blood spilled, sweat, and everything to make a banner. And I thought it would just do something easy of when I'm supporting this week, and next week it might change. And I guess it's easy to see what I'm supporting this week when you can see the icons. I don't know. Like I said, I have no imagination when it comes to anything art. I just thought it looked fancy, so this is what I went with. So this will be my banner on my YouTube page. And for now, this will be the icon that you see on the YouTube page also, along with my Twitter. Make sure y'all join my Twitter. And also, I'm going to put it on Discord and just different things like that so people know that they're talking to me. It's weird that you start getting popular, and I don't want to say popular, but I got 6,000 subscribers now, and I got people who are telling me that they're getting notified in Discord and also in the YouTube chat or comments that people pretending to be me to help them with setups and stuff like that. So this is a good time for me to say, first of all, I feel privileged that scammers are trying to use me, because kind of shows that I'm actually getting to a noticeable point. But it's also sad because there's a cold, dark place for anybody who tries to scam anybody. So I will never contact y'all out the blue for anything. If I do try to contact y'all, I will have different ways of verifying it, or it'll be, I'll have some kind of way of verifying it. But for right now, I'm not contacting anybody. I'm not contacting you for any kind of contest. I'm not contacting you for any reason at all. Definitely not asking y'all for money. I'm proud to say that I've also gotten to a point where I'm starting to get some offers from some dexes or something like that, or some projects about talking about them, and I'd get certain percentage of whatever I bring in. Right now, I am not looking for any of that, even though I am technically still the poor grumpy dad. Hopefully CULO changes that, but as of right now, I am not affiliated with any project at all. I can put icons up here of what I support currently, but we have discussed before that I'm trying to be as straight with y'all, and y'all know that if y'all have ever seen my videos, I'm being as straight with y'all as possible. So when y'all get a chance, make sure you like this video, hit the thumbs up. If y'all haven't subscribed, make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. We're going to be doing more and more videos of different things that's happening in the crypto world. Remember, none of this is financial advice. I'm going to say it over and over. Y'all probably sick of hearing that on every YouTuber, but I'm not a financial advisor. God knows, because if I was, I wouldn't be here doing videos. I'd be on the island somewhere. Y'all know I own a lot of the stuff that I talk about, especially today's video where we go over a lot of these projects that what's the status of them, what's the updates of them. Y'all know I'm going over them because I'm in them, or I'm about to be in them. So that's a disclaimer also I need to put out there, apparently, because people get feelings hurt. Any of the links that y'all see in my description, whether it's links for Amazon, for parts for Wingbits devices, or any other kind of devices, or any of the, referrals or anything like that, common sense says y'all should know that we're getting some type of compensation when you see that. Amazon pays me 23 cents because y'all bought an SDR or something like that, and some people think they're going to throw that in my face that I'm making money off of a link, and I'm not telling y'all. Most people have common sense to know that that's what that is there for, but I'm going to say that disclaimer so everybody knows. So let's get on with the video. Like I said in the beginning, y'all can see my new icon right here, my new banner. Quite proud of it, even though it's not, not very original, unique. Just put some icons up there, got permission from the Luna people, Wingbits also. Y'all know that I'm proud of WIF. That was my first DGen coin in CULO. We're going to talk about CULO in a second. I'm looking now at the banner that's behind me, which is the same banner right here, and I'm realizing that I have some banners that are covered up, and some stuff I support, like Wingbits and Luna the dog. Well, Luna the dog just kind of felt perfectly under that grumpy dad, but I guess I'm gonna have to move Bitcoin, since I own the least of that, move that down. I don't know, even though it's the #1 godfather. Maybe I'll move Adam down. I don't know. But anyway, y'all make sure that y'all catch some of these videos I have on here. CULO, I can't say enough about it right now. Spaceballs, greatest movie ever. But let's get talking about some of these projects. Well, we can't start the week off without talking about Bitcoin. And y'all know I like looking at the 15-minute charts. To me, 1 hour, it just seems like it's a little, it's just different. 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes is not enough. I like to look at the 15-minute charts. And you had, and I was telling my friends over the weekend, you've been having Bitcoin go sideways and something's going to have to happen. And it seems like the last 2 or 3 weeks you've had Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, where I just kind of had this kind of sideways action. And then Monday, it just blew the doors off. And this morning, it was an a-hole. I mean, it just blew the doors, knocked down several old ladies, kicked the blind dog, and just kept on going and didn't say, excuse me, busted through 70,000, busted through 71,000, and it's above 72,000 and still holding that. So I don't know what everybody's projections are for Bitcoin. I don't want to get into that kind of, this ain't that type of video. I did one of those videos and didn't get that many likes, so I guess people don't like my TNA because it's different. I don't do all the fancy charts and the triangles and descending bear wedges and cheese wedges and nachos and stuff. Or the three amigos like CryptoFace. So all I know is that Bitcoin is booming. Ethereum had that little jump. This is the 1 hour, 15 minutes. Same thing. Busted through 4,000. Been above 4,000 all day, and it's doing good. Cardano, AVAX, Atom. You know, I like Atom. Matic. Matic's part of CULO. Again, I'm gonna talk about CULO in a second. But Matic is something I wish I would have held on. Last bull market, you didn't see a lot of movement from Matic and Polygon type of thing, but it's been increasing. You know, you look at it back here. This is the 1 hour chart actually. But beginning of the month, it was down $1. That's $1.22 now. So it's got some movement to it. But this right here, this is my baby. I can't lie. CULO is on the 1 hour chart. I told y'all about CULO back here at about the 220 to 22, 23 range. And that's when I got into it. And I moved. I don't know what made me do it. I don't know. It's because I think just because George is behind it, CryptosRus George. And I put more money into this for some reason than I ever have put into a meme coin. I took some IoT. I traded in a little bit of Bonk because I was up on Bonk. And I put several hundred into CULO. My wife does not know that. So if any of y'all know my wife, don't tell her. But this time I look like a freaking genius. The first time ever in crypto since 2015 to 2016. But CULO was at 23 or 24. And when it hit this high today, it was up almost 1,000%. 1,000%. If anybody says they saw this coming, they lie. But goes you with this is not even on. This is why I'm so excited for CULO. And why I'm not getting out anytime soon. And look, I might go back to zero. That's why my wife hates when I go to the casino once a year, is because I love playing roulette and I could be hitting them numbers and I could be way up, way up, way up. And all of a sudden I go cold and I cannot walk away with money in my pocket or with profit. I'm praying it don't happen with CULO, but this right now, if you look up Twitter and you look up social media with CULO, it is all over the place. They were real big at this crypto conference they had over the weekend. George was there. They got something else coming up, and it's not even on the CEX yet. Right now, you have to go to like quickswap.exchange and swap Polygon for this, and it's pain in the rear end. I had to buy some for some friends and had to sit there and walk them through this goofy exchange or the website, and you have to watch the gas fees and stuff like that. But either way, my friends both got into this around 1,500. There's another friend who y'all know who I recently did an interview with, but I don't want to say his name, recently got in last night, and at 1,300 they're up also. None of this is financial advice. I'm gonna keep saying that over and over. This is what I'm doing, but I'm just excited about this meme coin. Now, there are all kinds of meme coins. They got more meme coins, and what sucks is this is the real CULO on Matic. It's the number one coin, meme coin on Matic. But last night when my buddy was trying to look for it, there's a CULO on Solana now, CULO on something else, CULO on BSC, and you got to watch it. Make sure you go to CULO.expert. That's their website, and they will tell you what the contract address is. I'm going through their Twitter right now, and actually they got Warren Sapp going to be on there. You know, if y'all, any of y'all football fans, Warren Sapp, one of the greatest defensive tackles of my time, and he'll be on there X Spaces tonight. We'll be discussing CULO. And again, this is not even on exchanges yet, not on central exchanges yet, no CEXs. So there's also an announcement of they're going to do CULO swap. Now, I don't know, you know, it's a meme coin. This kind of reminds me of like Sheeb and stuff where it was a meme coin, but they're trying to do projects with it, stuff like that. Hey, I'm all for it. Anything that helps the project, I'm all for it. I hope it works out. Here you go. You know, it's been launching in 2 weeks. This is probably why you saw that decent price increase that came up earlier. But you know, they have 1 trillion tokens as a, but they have 1 trillion tokens as a total supply right now. But with this CULO swap exchange that they plan on doing, they're talking about doing buybacks, burning. You know, on the main website, we did see where there is supposed to be some type of 3% taxes on buys, sells. You know, I don't know where to even go look for that at. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. But you know, if this happens and you start really burning some of these tokens, you know, we can talk about burns and if they work or not. I look at Luna Classic, and that's a project that every time we get a little bit of momentum, it's like, let's see who can shoot each other in the foot first. But who knows, man? Who knows with CULO? I just hope that when it gets on some kind of CEX, it makes it easier for more people to buy. It keeps this momentum going, and it really jumps up. You know, one of the good things about it is the total supply is out there already. You don't have to worry about this getting dumped. You don't have to worry about, you know, them diluting supply or the price or anything like that. It's at 27.90 on CoinMarketCap. Again, it's been out for a month, maybe 2 months, if that. There's only the one place to buy it, which is this quick swap. You know, so let's see, man. You know, let's see what happens. You know, here you go, talking about George right here. We'll see. All right, starting off with our project updates for this week. Still into Helium. I still got it ranked as #1. Not that I was really ranking these, but I still have it on top because it's still, despite how you feel about it, it's still plugging along. Still getting about 7,000 IoT a day right now. My miners that were down on the towers, I got one of those back up. I still have one down, but so it kind of brought it back up. But at the price right now, there hasn't been really any price movement. You know, it was at 21 the last time we went over this, and it's at 21 now. So it kind of went up a little bit, 3 cents, what do you want to call it? 0.0023. It went up, back down to 2.1. So it's plugging along. You've had a little bit of increase on Helium Mobile. You know, I'll be honest with you, I thought this would be going up more with all the news coming out of new phones and Mexico and all these different places like that. I just thought this would have a little more movement with everything else going up so crazy. It is up 16% in 7 days. It was at 0.0035 last week when we went over this, 0.0042. So it is up a tad. For the month, still 45%. So it has had some increasing. As far as Helium's concerned, it had a little bit of a dip today. Didn't know what was going on. And looking through one of the Discords, rather not mention it because it used to be a pretty good Discord until that certain maker didn't onboard stuff. Now it's just a toxic bullying. I don't know. I don't want to say anything to get my page in trouble. I just got all my copyright strikes taken off. But so I only want to give it credit. But somebody there mentioned that somebody sold like 150,000 HNT. And the only thing I could really find was that there's one wallet. I only want to put the address up there because I just don't believe in that. even though it is public. But sold several during the day today, several times the same amount of H&T, up to about $1.9 million worth. Now, this is all I could find when I looked on the bird eye for like any kind of whale movement. They could have did it in smaller increments, how this person knows, but it does kind of coincide that price drop. But hey, if people are making money in H&T, God bless them for it. Y'all know my feelings on H&T. So right now, every week, I tell y'all something different. Right now, I am converting my IoT to H&T. I've been doing that for several weeks. I had, several 100,000 IoT. At one time I was doing it also with mobile, which looks good now since mobile's up 45% in a month. But I am actually keeping some for a couple of days in a row as IoT to pay myself back for the IoT I took to convert to CULO. So, I like H&T more in the future than the IoT itself, just because I know H&T is going to get burned with the mobile and stuff like that. But that's what I'm doing right now. This week, I had somebody ask me that earlier on a DM, like, hey, what are you doing with your IoT? And so I just like to, give my 2 cents. Nobody has to follow my 2 cents. This is just what y'all ask me, and this is what I'm doing. I download my IoT every night when the app works. I have plenty Solana in my app. If for some reason I have to refresh it 17 times to get it to finally download all my IoT off my miners into my wallet, then I have to try 2 or 3 times to convert it. I don't expect anything different. Dimo is plugging along. I have to say, this week, kind of like what I expected, I now ROI'd on all 3 of my devices. So from this point on, I am in the clear. I have ROI'd back. Not that I've cashed it out, which is my own thing, but I have now made enough that I'm at $310 worth of Dimo. I have 565 Dimo. Dimo's been doing some moving. Y'all know it was it's up 6%. I mean, as long as it's going up, it ain't gotta be nothing great. 3%, as long as it's going up. Just the only direction I want it to go in. Slow and steady is fine with me. My plan for Dimo is, I know people can laugh their butts off. If this can go up 3 or 4 times from here, it's a bull market. I think it's gonna be a great bull market. So, you let this get to $4, $5 each. And with my 3 miners, I'm hoping by the end of this year, have one of my kids' cars paid off. Look, I'm not looking for Lambos. I've told you before, I'm not looking to buy islands. I'm not looking for yachts. I just want to live more comfortable. I had to buy a vehicle for my teenage son. My goal is my 3D Dimo devices. If I do the math right, figure out, hey, if, the rewards will go down, but the price of coin goes up. I'm hoping that by the end of the year, between this and maybe one other project, I can pay 1 vehicle off. Hopefully with some of these other projects together, I can pay another vehicle off. And it's just baby steps like that for financial freedom. So I've told you before, I can be in all these projects, and I just need 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't know, to make it. But so Dimo's going up. That's what the price is. I'm level 2 now for I think 2 or 3 weeks now. The only thing I don't understand is last week when I did the math, only made like 17 per device. This week I made 49 per device. It's just weird. I increased this by 151 Dimo in a week. When you look at last week, I only made, and I don't even know my math here, 17 per device for $2 a day. I was at 414 last week when I did this with y'all, and I have 565 in my wallet now. It varies back and forth, but they got 63,000 cars connected. Last week they had 58,000, so they have onboarded 5,000 more. But Dimo's plugging along, works with my Helium stuff. It's a happy pairing, and I love it because I don't have to touch it. My kids and my wife, I've told you this. I'm sorry for repeating those who watch this video every week on these updates. I apologize, but some people might be stumbling here new. But what I like about Dimo is it's in my work vehicle that I go back and forth to work in. It's in my wife's vehicle, in my son's truck. They don't have to touch it. I set it up. It starts on its own, downloads when it gets home. you know, or around it with a Helium miner. I just happen to have a Helium miner at my house. I have the only one within a couple of miles, and it works. Ain't gonna touch it. It's the best project in the world. It's probably needs to be ranked #1 as far as easiest out of all these projects, because even Helium INT, I got one that goes down every now and then. I got to reboot it with a PoE switch and different things like that. Dimo just works. Freaking wonderful. The only problem is for y'all, it's back ordered for days, for weeks, months, or whatever it is. So, not that I'm trying to rub it in your face, but it's a good project and it's paying out. And I'm glad I stumbled upon it. So, maybe I need to rank these as pain in my butts and not, because we'll start with the pain in the butt one. Weather XM. I can't explain it. Let me tell you, and I've told y'all this again. I'm sorry for repeating myself in every video, but for the new people, I'm a huge weather geek. I have a Davis weather station at home that's been through several hurricanes. When I get grants for work for weather monitoring, I buy Davis and Davis weather stations. And yes, I pay a little bit more for them. And guess what? They last through hurricanes. They lasted out here. I have 3 of them that lasted through 100-mile-an-hour winds through Hurricane Ida for hours. All I can tell you. I have some that are 150 feet away from the sensor and they never lose connection. This piece of crap, I haven't touched it in weeks. Y'all know I haven't touched it, and yet it can't stay connected for nothing. And I'm telling you, it's less than 30 feet away. And one day when I'm really bored, which will be never because I got so much going on, I will do a actual measurement of how far this thing is from the actual weather station on the roof, and tell you how there's no way it cannot stay connected. I think Weather XM needs to build some type of buffer or something that says, hey, it has to be disconnected for X amount of time, because I'll see it every now and then show it gets disconnected, loses its signal, and then comes right back. If you're tagging me for that, that's BS. That's just my personal feelings on it. You know, I have 81 Weather XM tokens, but going from what I'm reading on Discord, it don't matter if I had 1,000. 10,000, because that's just testnet. They're not using those tokens for anything. They're just practicing the whole, hey, are we going to, you know, is it working correctly, and that kind of stuff like that. You go through Discord, there's some pissed off people. I'm just telling you like it is. Some of these people have been in it way longer than me. You know, again, I've had my station for a month now. Again, I'm not expecting this to be a Lambo type project. Apparently some people did, or some people just want to be paid. They've been dealing with this for a year or two. I tell you before, the plastic on this thing, I'm not expecting it to last through a hurricane. It appears to be very cheaply made. Mine fell apart. I've told you all that before. When I was putting it together, I had to sit there and snap it back together. On February 20th, they made this announcement on there that they were finally ready for mainnet. So you got these people who have been involved in this for a year and a half, 2 years, who finally got excited. But they said, yeah, but we postponed it for business reasons because of a partnership. And the partnership had to be done before mainnet. And people got pissed off. And I'm sorry to use that language, but it's just, they're not happy. I've stayed out of it because I feel like I'm too new to make any kind of comments, which I know is rare for me. But them guys who have been here for a year and a half, 2 years, who have been hearing about that, that's on them. You know, I feel they're the ones that should get the voice in the room. And Weather XM is just taking it. They're not making excuses. They're not arguing. They're not really saying anything. They just, you know, then of course you got your people coming in saying, you just got to be patient and you can't expect Lambos. And I can't stand that. This is crypto projects. People want to get paid and compensated, especially after waiting 2 years and here, and we're coming to mainnet soon, and they're still waiting on it. The Wi-Fi version that I have is out of stock. They announced that they have a new Wi-Fi version that's coming out. There are 1,300 Helium versions still in stock. If that tells you anything, I don't know anything about them. I can tell you I've read just when I was doing my research on it that some people said because the Helium version doesn't ping constantly, you don't get that constant weather reading as much, and you don't get paid as much. I don't know. I don't know how they know that when it's not at full mainnet yet, but that's what they're saying. I can only go off. I got some people saying it doesn't matter. It works just fine. You know, I just looked at it as is, if something ever happens to Helium, if Helium eventually abandons IoT side and just says, hey, we're going to strictly the mobile side because the mobile is the cash cow, and they shut down the IoT network, what happens to your weather station? That's my opinion, and I could be 10,000% wrong. You know, I don't see nothing happening to IoT because you have Dimo and a lot of these other ones that have partnerships with them. So I don't think that's going to happen to the IoT side, but that was just an example some people gave me. So, you know, it is what it is. Motus, sword chain Motus. What have we said that we haven't said before? It's a pain. That's another one that's my pain in my butt. I'm trying to give it the benefit of the doubt because y'all know as the icon right here is, I'm a big fan of Atom. Sword chain's built off the Atom network, Cosmos network, and I'm trying to give it the benefit of the doubt. It's just that having to make sure that I am turning on the tethering on my phone is always on, but I have to actually open my phone to the tethering page for it to connect. It will not connect automatically to my tether. Once that happens, I got to go into the Sword Chain app and make sure that that connects to the network, and then it syncs with the car. And sometimes it doesn't sync with the car. I got to either force close the app, or sometimes I got to pull it out and put it back on the OB2 port and then go through the whole process. I got to force close the app again, open the app. Oh, no, wait, hold on. I got to plug it back in power, go back to my tethering on my phone, make sure it connects, then open up the app after I force closed it, make sure that it's tethered. Once it's tethered, open up the app, check for the V2's G, whatever it is, network connection, and then make sure it syncs. But whoever decided to put the reset button, whatever it is, 1/8 of an inch or 1/16 above it, needs to be kicked in the testicles as hard as somebody can. So if anybody at Sword Chain's watching this, you have my permission to go figure out who did that and go kick him in his rear end, like this CULO thing right here. Because the way it is raised like this, even if you try to zip tie it a certain way, if it moves at all and something hits that button, I know it's supposed to be 5 seconds, but apparently it's getting pressed for 5 seconds. I'm telling y'all weekly, this thing resets. If not more than once a week. There's times where I know there's no way that that button got pressed, but the only way I could ever get it to sync is I have to hold down that, reach underneath there, hold down that button for 5 seconds, reset it. I have to keep an image of the QR code from the top of the box on one phone saved as a favorite, so I can take my other phone and then sit there and scan the picture, because that's how often I'm doing it. I know that they're supposed to be, I know that they're supposed to be testing out Bluetooth and that kind of stuff like that, but either way, the Bluetooth's gonna connect to your phone, and you're still gonna have these issues. Why can't this thing connect to a MiFi? Okay, and then my phone is also connected to that MiFi. Everything on the camera's backwards, and the MiFi can sit in there. It's on the same network, guys. To me, it's not that difficult. If Dimo can do all this, and Dimo's does not have to be paired to a phone, why does this have to do it? You know, I'm holding out hope that the price of the token makes it worth it. Again, I'm not looking for Lambos. I'm gonna keep saying that, because if somebody puts that in my comments, I'm gonna be very upset. I know you can stake through the app. They got validators that are being started up. I saw some kind of notice going out about that. But one thing I will say positive for me, and I know there'll be some people in the comments that'll argue with it, and if it's happening to you, I apologize. I'm sorry. One thing I can say is that I have not noticed or not experienced the dead battery issue. I don't ever unplug this thing when I go home. This weekend, I was off all weekend, so Friday I turned my work vehicle off, left it plugged in. This morning, Monday, It started better than I started getting out of bed. I have never experienced the dead battery issue that so many people. Guys, please don't flame me and get upset with me for saying this. What I'm told by a very good mechanic friend of mine is the issue, if it's getting power or not, is controlled by that vehicle's OB2 port. That's what I'm told. It has nothing to do with Motus turning on or off, because I don't have the issue with Dimo either. To me, the OB2 port controls it. That's what I'm told. So and look, I could be wrong. Don't attack me. I'm just telling you what I'm told, and I haven't noticed it. So there are some people complain about it, but it's not a lot. So it's not happening to a lot of people. Also looked, and I couldn't find how many people currently have Motus. I don't know. But right now I have 1,000 tokens. I made 220 since last week. I am getting a 100% mining score, so I'm doing good with it. Grass. So Grass just started at Epoch 3. And I mean, I guess I'm doing okay. I got a couple of computers on a couple of different networks. Again, I'm going to say this again, because I don't know how I feel about Grass yet. I am not putting this on any computer that I use to pay bills, that I surf the internet, that I do any kind of online shopping. These are computers that are going to be stacked in the corner of a abandoned room, whatever you want to call it, and they're running with Chrome running, and that's all right now this is used for. I'm told that the IT portion of this, as far as the data sharing, isn't even set up yet. It's not even working yet. They're still trying to build the clients and build the network and stuff like that. When you go into the Discord, you don't hear anything about rewards, or all you hear about is referrals. I've told you before, the Discord is a toxic wasteland of the most rudest people, until I came across that Discord of the former Helium builder, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, we're going to talk about that in a little bit later. But anyway, so this is what I'm getting right now for Grass. So I've made 125,000, whatever that means. Like I said, officially, you're not hearing that much about rewards or anything like that, or testnet, mainnet. I will say that there are one or two guys on Discord that I trust, that, while I don't know them personally, of course, but they've been very straight to me about a lot of projects. They've been very reliable, very accurate. And one of them knows the guys with Grass and says, this is getting close to some major movement soon. So I'm holding out hope. Again, I will say it's an easy project because I have the computers turned on in the corner. The only thing that I have an issue with, and this is not Grass's fault, this is idiotic Windows' fault, is every now and then, it does its own restart, or just for some reason, it's not even like a restart. It's just Chrome crashes out, or the computer either way, I come back and I check on it and I'm at the Windows sign on screen. I got sign on again. It asks me if I want to restore Chrome because it crashed or whatever. So I don't blame that on Grass. I blame that on Windows. But again, it's an easier project. I don't know if I need to rank these as what's the easiest or what's the most rewarding, but I will say that about Grass is it's on the old laptop, two old laptops stacked on each other, shoved off in the corner, both of them working off wireless. So I just need to run power to them. And they're older computers with older processors, so they're not using hardly any power, and they're just running. Easy enough. When it actually starts doing the whole IT, IP sharing, data sharing, I'll recheck everything and figure out where I want to go with it from there. Right now, I'm going with it. NATIX is another one that some of the people aren't happy with, but I tell you, but they're very active. Like, you see the people from NATIX, they're very active. AMAs going on, so it's a project that's moving, and I think that's a positive. Where people are getting upset with, I don't know if it's justified. Again, I've only been in NATIX for a couple of months, but people are getting, like, right now, this is March 11th, and right now I'm at 1.6 million points, right? 1.6 million points. I don't know what I had at the end of February. I had way more than that. And I ended up getting like 1 or 2 NATIX for it. So people are busting their butts using NATIX, and they only getting 2 or 3 NATIX a month at the end of the month, and they're getting upset. We have no idea what that coin is going to be worth. And I just throw this number like I did in the last video, which I'm pulling this straight out the air, straight out this CULO butt, as you say, straight out the butt. But if the coin's worth $20, 3 coins a month, $60. You know, I don't know. I don't know what the tokenomics are and the supply is going to be, what the demand's going to be. It's going to be burned. I don't know that whole side of NATIX, but you can't get upset that you're only making 2 coins. And not only that, but you joined a project that you know is not 100% mainnet yet. And I did a whole video on this, so I don't want to rehash it. But I have confidence in NATIX because these guys are active. And if you go into their Discord, you know, they got AMAs planned. So they're doing these AMAs. They are discussing what's going on. They're posting announcements of what's going on. So you can't fault them. Trust me, I feel more comfortable about this right now than Grass, because Grass, I haven't seen nothing from nobody. These guys are in the Discord. These guys are doing AMAs. So other than those people who are complaining about, hey, I only got 2 coins when I traded in 40 million points, other than that, there's nothing I can really talk about right now bad about NATIX. The only one thing I can say is I'm not a fan of jumping through a lot of hoops. And look, understand they're part of Zealy and they want to get that push too. But the fact that you got to jump through hoops with NATIX and then also jump through hoops with Zealy and do this with Zealy and these missions and all this stuff like that, are not worth it. But one thing I will say is make sure you are, if you're using NATIX, if you're not using NATIX, make sure you use my code to get in. But make sure you're doing your missions with NATIX. I don't want you missing out on that. I've gotten a lot of points through the missions with NATIX. And it's just very simple. Really, it logs it for you. You know, it might say, hey, you can either scan this many objects or do this many kilometers, this many miles, whatever. And it does it very easily for you. But make sure you're hitting those missions. Next is Silencio. This is where I contradict myself. Somebody said, well, you know, I sit here and knock Motus and sometimes NATIX that I have to sit there and be hands-on. It's not as hands-off as, say, Dimo or Grass. You're right. Silencio is just different because I just do it kind of when I want to do it. I am on a 44-day streak. 44-day streak gives me 110 bonus points for every, you know, point that I do. So if I get 2 coins or 3 coins for this sound reading, it's giving me 110% bonus on top of that. Plus you got the little boxes on the bonus. Also, these do have missions or prizes also. Make sure you're hitting that. I made 1,378 since last week. I'm ranked 2,000 in Diamond League. Like I told y'all before, I jumped through all those other leagues like it was nothing. And Diamond League is where the big boys are. Big girls too, I guess, if you can say that. And I haven't really moved that much, but I've been doing this every day. I don't know why. I just seem to like it. It's got little challenges to it because you look at the map and you got hexes that you have to hit, but the hexes are very small. So, you know, if you go walking and jogging on one side of your street at night, when you go back, if you jog on the opposite side of the street, that's probably a different hex. And you're getting all those hexes and you get bonuses for so many hexes and stuff like that. I don't know why. I'm goofy. I just like it. When I sit there and I'm eating lunch, I take my Silencio app and I just sit there and throw it on the side. And, or actually, sometimes I hold it up because they want the microphone in the air. But I'll hold it up and put it in a little napkin holder or something. Because they want sound readings from inside restaurants and different noise pollution and stuff like that. Hey, I like it. I haven't really kept up with Silencio as far as what's on Discord. Y'all see how much I'm in right now. I'm going crazy. So forgive me. I can't keep up with I know I'm doing a disservice to this video. And I know I'm doing a disservice. I should do more homework. But just between work and everything else going on, I can't keep up with every single project. I tried to put some notes down of these other ones. Silencio, I really haven't heard anything. I know they did another AMA or they're doing another AMA. So y'all know me. I'm huge on AMAs. huge on AMA, especially after I got burned with the last project. As long as they're doing stuff, they're staying active, I'm good with it. I'm good with it. Just because they're not coming out right now, and there's a lot of antsy people about not getting rewards in some of these projects because the bull market's here and we're missing out. You got into these projects knowing where it was. You knew that rewards weren't coming this week. When you join these projects, you're going to have to just hold your horses. So Silencio, I like it. I'm gonna keep my 44-day streak up. It's very easy. There in this description of this video, there is also a referral link. Gets you some points, gets me some points, and you make points off of whatever your referrals do. So if some of y'all start jogging with it and start doing stuff with it, I get a little bit of points off of everything y'all make. Then if y'all refer to somebody, you know, that's just how a lot of these projects are these days. But Silencio is cool. You know, I did a live video or degen video last week, and I said how things were kind of getting, I won't say stale, but you just didn't see a lot of movement with some of these projects. And now it seems like today this video is going to be way too long, even though I've been trying to make them shorter because it seems like they all got updates right now. But Wingbits, we're working out times for my AMA with them. They have another AMA. It's 11:30 on AM Central Standard Time here in the United States. The CET time is over there where they are in Europe, somewhere over there. But these guys are slamming these AMAs. I can't wait to do it with me. I got some questions that I have lined up for them and stuff like that. Again, it's probably gonna be too many questions and make it too long. Y'all know I'm famous for that. But again, I've told y'all, anybody who's doing AMAs and putting their face and their names with these projects, I'm a huge fan of. It's telling me that they're risking as much as we're risking, and you know, everything like that. For those who are unaware, they got away from selling hexes. You know, instead of buying a hex where you want to cover, they just got rid of that whole project, that whole side of the project, and basically everybody's just going to split it. So if you had purchased hexes, you got a form on a Gmail type form, basically that said you can either get 110% of the coins whenever the coins are released, 100%, 10% of the value of whatever you paid for hexes, or you can get a refund. Most people that I know, and I know several people in this project, they all did the coins. I did the coins, and I owned like 15 or 16 hexes. I want the coins. That's what I'm in. That's what I'm in the project for. Some people chose to do refunds, or if you didn't get the form or you couldn't fill out the form, or you didn't fill it back out in time, you got the refunds. I know two people who just did not listen to me. Said, yeah, I'll get it done. Never got it done in time, but they got their refunds. From what they're saying, basically all refunds are now done. So if you were expecting a refund and you didn't get a refund for your hex, please contact them on Discord and create a ticket and let them know. And this was covered last week, but just in case anybody missed that video, if you're in Wingbits, please make sure you go and check out the new dashboards when you log in. You can see how many points you're getting for the day, data points or whatever it is, and you can see the new mapping and what, you know, where stations are and all that. This is the new dark mode. I like the dark mode better. Y'all can see that in my coin market cap also. But when you hit this little icon up here for your antennas, it actually shows you where hexes are now. So if you know you have a station in this area, like I do, or this area, like I do, you know that that hex is covered. So with the new rule, if you live around here, you can't put a hex in this area. So it's one antenna per hex. So if you have your Wingbits online and you zoom in and you don't see your hex taken up, please create a ticket and let them know that you don't see where your miner's online and you don't see a hex there taken up. All right, eat crow. You know, y'all know I like to eat some crow. This shows you how everything varies week to week. I told y'all, crypto is always a fluid thing. You can't get trapped with this or stuck with this. Hey, I said this last week and I guess I got to stick with it. Crypto is a fluid thing. I am not scared to come on here and say, last week I said this, but this week I'm saying this. And here's a perfect example. That's why I put a line through it. Last week, I said I was not upgrading to the new camera. I paid $280, $290, $300 with the code to get the regular HD camera in. I purchased it in January. It was supposed to be here in July. I was getting 1,000 honey, which at today's price would have been about $200. So I still would have had about $100 left to pay as far as ROI. Well, then I get an email from them this week, since this last video was made, that if I upgrade, I now get 4,000 bonus honey. Well, it would only cost me about $120, $130, I think I figured out, if I upgrade to the new camera, the B or whatever it's called. But going off of just today's price, 4,000 of honey is $800. So I instantly ROI. Hell, even if this thing gets knocked down to 11 or 12 cents of a token, I'm still going to ROI immediately. And whatever I do after that is lagniappe, as we say down here in South Louisiana. So the one thing about the 4,000 bonus is you do have to do 1,200 miles or 2,000 kilometers. Hey, I drive 30. If just me driving to work and back is 30 miles, well, with 30 miles. So that's a little more than a month for my 12,000 miles. Now, that's not included the meetings I have to go to at the state level, because I'm on a communications board with the state for interop and stuff like that. That right there is a 40-mile trip that way, 40-mile trip back. I do one of those a month. So I'm not worried about the 1,200 miles thing for me. Y'all be surprised how much y'all travel in a month. I'm not sweating that part of it. So in other words, before the 15th of March, you have to decide if you want to do this upgrade. I'm doing the upgrade. I'm telling y'all right now, I'm doing the upgrade. I want my 4,000 bonus, because as soon as I do my driving, I'm already, $300, $400 in the bonus. But I can't speak for everybody else. But to me, that's a pretty darn good deal. All right, BitHarvest. I've broken this out before. I only had BitHarvest down here, but I broke this out here because to me, BitHarvest needs its own updates. They got a lot of stuff going on. Y'all know I'm a big supporter of those guys. And again, another project that has a lot of stuff going on. I know this video is getting long, and I apologize. That's why I'll put chapters on it. But BitHarvest is done with their Pioneer. They did their 100 Pioneer licenses, and they've learned a lot from it. It's kind of almost like a beta testing type thing. But some things have changed. Crank did some type of update. And without going into all that drama, if y'all have ever watched any of my previous videos, y'all know how I feel about Crank, which, without saying anything too negative, you don't see Crank in this list. I'm not putting $250 of staking for each miner. There's no way. Anyway, that's putting it the nice way. So they're pausing any support for Crank right now with their main release. There's something that changed on the Crank side with some type of update. They also have added some type of faster Helium chain, which was totally legal. It's explained in the Discord. You can go to Discord, so I don't have to make this video too long. But one thing I have noticed also is, and they're not really proclaiming this, but on the 2 devices that I have, this is for y'all who are in Wingbits, I'm getting double the messages and a few more airplane, but double the messages with the BitHarvest firmware. And from what they tell me, it's something that they did, that they figured out between speeding up the chain, cleaning up collisions and different things like that of the data. I'm bothering the hell out these guys that I have miners. I got 2 miners right here that it's killing me that they're sitting right here that I'll need to get set up with Wingbits, because I don't want nobody to pass me up as far as first place on how much data I'm bringing in, or data points, or whatever you want to call it, for Wingbits. And it's killing me, but I don't want to deploy it yet until I can get BitHarvest on it. And I'm not even running Helium on these. These are rock pods that the Helium never worked right. I ripped the thing off. I tried to put the Helium hat back on them, and with upgraded firmware. And for some reason, they still don't witness right. I don't know. They beacon, but they just don't witness at all for some reason. I don't know. And now they give errors every time it beacons and they fail, even though they were asserted in the right position where they're supposed to be. Rock pies have been trash. So I've yanked all the freaking stupid hats off, and I'm using them for the pies that they are, and they're sitting right here, and it's killing me. Keep bothering them. Come on, man. Get this firmware out, because I need to start deploying stuff. So the first version of their full firmware should be out soon. If you have a Pioneer like I do, the first two, my first two are Pioneer. So if you're part of that 100 Pioneer group, you will keep Crank, because that original version does work. They just have to manually update it now. But any future support right now for Crank is on hold. It's if you've been in any of the Discords, the guy who runs Crank, I'm not trying to start no more wars. I got enough going on right now with D-Fly. So he's a character. And if you go look in the Discord I was looking at earlier of the certain maker who no longer has credits to onboard Helium miners anymore, if y'all know anything about any of that, if you go look at some of those conversations between him and the people in there, I'm not going to be part of, after the last project, I'm not going to be part of anything that people bully people. That's it, to it. And could be a great project. Could be. But as we learned with the last project, y'all know, for those who have been here with me for a long time, y'all know what I'm talking about. But it could be the greatest project in the world. But when you have a bully who's running it and wants to act like that on Discord, to me, that represents the whole project. And that's what it is to it. So I'm going to move on. So right now they're pausing everything for Crank, but I could care less, couldn't care less, way you want to say it, because I had zero interest for Crank. If that is a make or break for you, I'm sorry. Reading the Discord that I'm talking about and reading another Discord, people were using the Crank firmware because it really helped the Helium side out somehow. And they were more in it because they weren't making that much of Crank. Again, I don't have Crank, so I'm just going off of what people are saying in Discord. Don't crucify me, please. Just telling you what they're saying in the Discord. They weren't making hardly anything with the Crank. You gotta put, $100 for a license and $150 worth of staking. So it's $250 per device. They like the Crank firmware, and that's what they were kind of using it for the Helium and stuff like that. So if that's what gonna make or break you on BitHarvest, I'm sorry. Just hold out. The way they talk, they're gonna work out something, get it updated. I don't know. They are adding CureCoin. I am not familiar with the project at all. People who are familiar with it in the Discord acting like it's a great thing. So maybe I need to do some research on CureCoin. I don't know, again, too much about it, but it seems like it's a very positive project for maybe the environment or for curing diseases or something like that. Again, my fault. I apologize. I didn't do all the research I should have did. Just was trying to get through this to get this update out. So, but BitHarvest has been extremely busy. They also have agreed to AMA with me. Again, just working out times for them. Those guys are very busy. They're scattered all over the world also. And just narrowing times down for a lot of the stuff, and hopefully getting my YouTube studio at the house set up looking way more professional than this is with this goofy green screen behind me. I'd like to get that done, but I don't want to wait a month or two for this AMA for Wingbits or that. Fry miner, again, things change. Again, please don't fry me in my comments. This is just for me, and y'all could be completely doing whatever y'all want to do. Just from what I'm looking into right now, it's just not the time for me. People are like, just buy the license and do them on WeatherXM. But you're getting, from what I'm told, I guess I'm not experiencing it, but what people are telling me is, yeah, you're making fry that's worth I want somebody to explain to me why when you look up fry crypto on CoinMarketCap, it doesn't even show up. It gives you these updated things and stuff like that, but and it has some of the tokenomics, with it. It'll tell you that it has 8 billion fry, and it's on Algorand. So it shows up on CoinGecko. So last 7 days it has gone down. It was, for some reason, CoinGecko does not update this for some reason. So it was at 0.015 beginning of the last week, 0.013 now. But it is up for the month, which is a good thing for them. The Discord is somewhat active. Got different things going on. You see all the different miners they got going on. So I don't know. Just for right now, I'm holding off. Again, I could be missing out on the greatest thing in the world. I can just go off of different things I read. And, I've always said you got to take some of that with a grain of salt because only the negative people are commenting. The people who are in love with projects don't comment as much. But there's just comments about who are they even selling data to. They all over the place, with satellite mining to air monitoring to weather to temperature. I don't know. I don't want to knock the project. I'm not in it. I don't know enough about it, but just right now, I'm just looking to maximize my money. I have a lot of money out with these projects. I'm just trying to maximize. And even if me doing a do-it-yourself project, doing my own miner, I still have to pay for the license at 0.015. How long is it going to take me the ROI type of thing? And right now, I just think between the projects I'm in, and if CULO keeps going, I don't want to have to deal with another miner and satellite. I plan on a satellite, and how much satellite am I gonna catch? And I just don't want to have to deal with all that. I'm getting too stressed out with some of this stuff, and I need more stuff like Dimo where I plug it in and leave it the hell alone. More passive income. If I gotta touch it and deal with it, it ain't as passive. I know this video is going way too long, so y'all know what I'm staking. None of that really changed. But one thing I will say, just because I want to cover this, because I've been dealing with this for the last 2 days, trying to help 2 or 3 different friends out that are all in the same boat. I'm seeing it online a lot. Now that GALA has gone up to whatever it is right now, 7 to 8 cents, people are losing their minds because Coinbase several months ago sent out one email about, hey, move your GALA. But, I get 3 emails a day from spam people that need to be quartered and burnt at the stake. I hate scammers. I told you all that before. But so you get one email from Coinbase that's legit about, hey, you got to move your GALA, and people didn't pay attention to it. And now I have one friend who has $15,000 worth. Yes, you heard me right. $15,000 worth of GALA version 1 stuck on Coinbase, and there's nothing he can do with it. If you try to move it to the Coinbase wallet itself, you get pennies on the dollar. One guy was online saying his $10,000 ended up being worth, like, I don't want to lie to you, $150, which is disgusting and disheartening. From what I read online, again, I'm reading this online, I don't know how accurate it is, but Coinbase was supposedly reimbursed 1-for-1 on whatever coins their holders were holding. So if I'm going to throw a number out there, if they had 3 million GALA coins of version 1 between all their customers, they were given 3 million coins of version 2. Where are those coins at if those people didn't? Because you didn't even get a chance to swap them out. You had to move them. I moved mine to Exodus, and Exodus did a 1-for-1, and I was fine. I'm reading all kinds of people who are losing their absolute mind. They're getting lawyers. They're trying to sue Coinbase. Coinbase is saying, hey, we let y'all know. We sent y'all an email, and we put 2 or 3 tweets out about it. Not everybody's on Twitter. I ain't been that active on Twitter until I started this channel. So if anybody out there knows what you can, that's what I'm getting at all this. If y'all can help me out, help my friends out, help the people in my channel out, people on Discord who have thousands and thousands of dollars worth of GALA stuck on Coinbase, what are they supposed to do with it? Does anybody know anything? Does anybody heard anything? Because, and if any of y'all, this is news to y'all, pause this video right now and go check your Coinbase. Because if you have GALA on Coinbase, regular Coinbase, you're screwed. Because there's no version 2. And again, none of this in this video is financial advice. Just showing you what I'm doing, bringing stuff to y'all's attention. Y'all got to make your own decisions. Never play with money in this game that you can't afford to lose tomorrow. If CULO, not that I think it's going to happen, because I wouldn't be in it, but if CULO disappears off the face of the earth tomorrow with a Thanos snap like that, and I lose my money, I understand that, because, again, mine came out from IoT, so yes, I guess technically it's money out my pocket, but it's not like I physically ran my credit card. But never play with money in this game that you can't afford to lose tomorrow. You look at Coinbase, people who have put that money into to GALA, and they this whole time for the whole bull market, they're thinking that I'm being a good boy and I'm holding on to my GALA, and now that GALA is finally moving in price and doubled, almost tripled, or whatever it did, and got $14,000 worth of GALA, and they can't move it now. And this is why I'm so negative on sometimes on the crypto genre itself, because when the games like this happen, it's a black eye, and we want all these people in the public to start accepting crypto, and we keep telling the same stuff over and over about how the dollar is becoming too inflationary, and we have to be in control of our own stuff and decentralize and all this stuff like that. And when games like this happen, it is a black eye on this whole crypto genre. When we're telling people to start getting involved in these crypto, in these Bitcoin ETFs and stuff like that, but we're telling them how, get into it now, because there'll be a bear market in 18 or 24 months, and also can go down. Mom and pop ain't going to get involved in it. This whole crypto genre has to somehow stabilize out. You got people saying we might not see those kind of bear markets anymore now that the ETFs and supply shock and stuff like that. I hope so, because I think that's the only way crypto genre is going to survive, getting more new people involved in this. That's my little mini rant. So y'all know what it's about. Right now, at least this week. Next week, y'all might come and y'all won't see a stitch of CULO or WIF on this banner. You never know. It's a funny thing. WIF, hey man, I've been in it, and I stepped out for a few days and I kicked myself in the butt, but been in it technically since 24 cents, and it's holding steady still. But sorry this went so long. It's these different, trying to go over all this stuff. Some of y'all, I see a lot of input and questions. I get a lot of, I didn't think, these kind of videos about me and my projects would go that far, be that interesting. But I probably get more feedback on these videos when people put their own input in all these different projects. I probably get more input and views from this video than I do some of these other videos I do. So hopefully I get the BitHarvest firmware in my hands soon, and we'll have a how-to video on that, on how to get a BitHarvest firmware, put it on a device, whether, it's a Pi or whatever it might be. And we'll have some, I know that's how I started out here with my how-to videos. And I'm hoping that we can start doing those again. So other than that, y'all have a good Monday. It's been a long day. This hour change in the United States with daylight savings time, it was just way harder to get out of bed for some reason this morning. But thank y'all. Y'all have a good day, and see y'all in the next video.